Well, we're close to the end of day two of Marren's Magical Mayo, and we certainly left some of the best wine till last because I've visited the Lost Valley, and I know that many of our listeners and our viewers will never have heard of it. It's near Killadoon, and behind me you can see the spectacular view and also the fact that we are talking to a gentleman called Gerard Burke, because Gerard is the man who has developed the Lost Valley on his own property over the last 5 or 6 years. Gerard, it's not a secret, but nevertheless, an awful lot of people have never heard of the Lost Valley.
Oh, indeed they have not, Tommy, but it's beyond the end of the road. It's in an extremely remote area, so of course they haven't, but we hope to change all that in the coming years now, yes.
What possessed you to make this a tourist attraction?
Well, look around you. I mean, it's spectacular. I always knew that it had tourism potential. So it took me years to map out this thing, but I eventually got it off the ground. And yes, I believe it has a wonderful future, Tommy, to tell you the truth.
It's all on your own land, and one of the most iconic parts of it is the fact that where your grandfather and your grandmother lived, you now is part of the actual trail, and you actually serve teas and coffees and refreshments because it is a 3-hour tour.
Indeed it is, Tommy. Not only did my grandfather live there, but my great-great-great-great-grandfather was actually evicted from that old house in 1851, just as the Great Famine was coming to a close. All of the villagers in this valley were evicted. So every potato ridge you see around here are absolutely authentically datable to that time, because all of the people were evicted at that time, as I said, and it was turned into a great big sheep and cattle grazing farm. So it's never been cultivated since.
It's a 3-hour tour, as I say. Tell me in 1 minute the story that you tell.
It's very difficult to tell the story that I tell across like this. You need to do the tour. But basically what it is that we take people on a journey back into time where the history is written on the landscape. And, you're going through this spectacular scenery, and it really is an experience that you have to do to understand. But we do tell the people all about the cultural, the way the Celtic people lived, and on to we have a deserted village here with 17 ruined houses. We tell the people how these people lived before the famine, and about their unfortunate experiences during the famine.
Where did you collect all the information that's now in your head? Was it handed down to you, or did you get it from books?
Very much of it was handed down to me from my dad and my granddad. Of course, before I opened this, I read everything that I could lay my hand on about the famine, because there's no point in talking about something unless you know what you're talking about, Tommy.
I mean, I said when I arrived here, I admire your courage for starting up a business in an area as remotely beautiful as this. I mean, you haven't been getting a lot of state support or aid. The road in, you made it yourself. So you've put so much blood, sweat and tears into this project. Is it ready to take off?
I firmly believe that it is, Tommy. We're now rated, incredibly, we are rated number 8 of 675 things to do in Western Ireland on the TripAdvisor ratings. And we're being touted as a hidden gem. So things are definitely going in the right direction,
Would you like to see the infrastructure coming into your area improved?
I would certainly like to see that. Now, when I have a coach booked, I have to go out the main road with my car and escort the coach in. So I have to tell anybody I meet to pull in off the road so the coach can pass. And the same thing on the way out. I would love to see some lay-bys being put in. This road is very busy with the Silverstrand Beach anyway. So this is begging to be done, and it would help enormously if it was done.
But I suppose one of the attractions of the whole thing is its remoteness.
Oh, without a doubt, yes, without a doubt. It is spectacular, and it is uniquely unspoilt, because no machinery, as I've told you earlier, I don't know, that there was no roadway in here at all when I grew up. So no machinery could get into the valley here, and as a result of that, it is uniquely unspoilt, no doubt about it.
Well, look, I've been to Achill, we've been to Belmullet, we've been all over the countryside in Mayo, and we've seen some really spectacular scenery, but nothing to beat this. And we would certainly be saying to our listeners, if you are looking for something that is completely remote, that is different, and that will take you back in time, and I suppose educate yourself about how our forefathers lived, particularly in remote areas, in desperate times, this is definitely the 3-hour journey that you can't afford to miss.
This tour is very, very much about who we are and where we have come from. Absolutely, Tommy.
If people want to take this tour this summer, how do they go about it?
it's all pre-booking. We form groups from individual bookings, and we need minimum numbers to make a tour worthwhile. So we can't operate without 10 or 12 people. But we cluster them together and we schedule our tours according to that. But please, all I can say is give us a couple of days' notice if possible, because that helps us enormously to schedule tours.
Well, I can assure you that if people do want to book, you should really do it and enjoy the tour. It is, first of all, you can email info@thelostvalley.ie. That's info@thelostvalley.ie. Or you can call 085 113 9977. That's 085 113 9977. And I promise you, if you take this Lost Valley trek, which takes about 3 hours, it takes quite a while to get here as well, you will enjoy something that is quite amazing and quite different. That's the Lost Valley. Gerard Burke, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you very much, Tommy.
And I should also thank your wonderful wife, Maureen, because behind every good man is a woman that's even twice as good.
That's absolutely true. I have to say that because I have to survive another while here, Tommy.
And you're hungry.
I mean that, though. I do mean, in all honesty, she's a great help, no doubt about it.
So you've heard it here first, the Lost Valley. Don't miss it.